Hi everyone and welcome to today's interview. Before our interview start, let us introduce ourselves first. Hi, I'm Joey.
Hi, I'm User.
Hello, I'm Elaine.
And hi, I'm Kazin.
Okay, we are now very excited to have Dr. Suhana Omar, a senior breeder at MARDI with us today. Dr. Suhana has over 20 years of experience in plant breeding and has been directly involved in vegetable breeding research at MARDI. Today we will be discussing how vegetables reproduce through the flowers and how this knowledge helps in breeding better crops. Hi Dr. Suhana, thanks for joining us.
Hai, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. I'm honored to be here today to share my experience with plant breeding, which is a really interesting topic to explore.
We are also excited about today's topics. Let's get started. To start, since vegetables are flowering plants, do they reproduce through flowers? And is it mainly through pollination?
Yes, that's right. Vegetables are flowering plant and they do reproduce through flowers. Most of the time it's through pollination, which can happen either by insect, wind, or even by hand, depending on the plant. Pollination helps transfer pollen from the male part to the female part of the flowers, which is allowing seed to form.
So pollination is like the matchmaker for plants?
Yes, exactly. Pollination is like the matchmaker for plants, helping them come together to produce seeds and ensure the next generation. It's a nature way of making sure plant can reproduce and also grow.
How does knowing how a plant reproduces help in vegetable breeding?
Actually, knowing how a plant reproduces is super important in vegetable breeding because it helps us control the process. By understanding how pollination works, we can choose the best plants to cross and pass on desirable traits like better yield, disease resistance, and also the taste. It's all about guiding nature to get the best possible results.
So it's all about picking the right plant at the right time.
Yes, exactly. It's all about timing and choosing the right plants with the traits you want to pass on. By selecting the best plant at the right stage, you can influence the outcome and also improve the next generation of vegetables.
Thank you, doctor, for answering. Now, my next question is, what are the common problems with how vegetables reproduce that can make breeding harder?
Okay, definitely, there are a few challenges we face. One problem is when plants have flowers that don't bloom at the same time. For example, male and female flowers need to be ready to pollinate at the same time. And if they don't, it becomes difficult to achieve successful cross-pollination. Another challenge is self-incompatibility, which is some plants can't pollinate themselves and need pollen from another plant to produce seeds. And sometimes plants rely on specific insect for pollination. If there are fewer pollinators around, the plant may not get pollinated properly. It's a lot of factors to consider when we do a breeding.
So timing and even the presence of bees and other pollinators are the key to successful breeding.
Exactly. Timing is super important, but having the right pollinators around is just as crucial. Bees and other insects play a big role in transferring pollens. If the timing of the pollinators aren't around, it can make breeding a lot harder. So both things need to line up for successful reproduction.
Thank you, doctor. My next question is, does the shape or type of flower affect how you pick the right parent plants?
Yes, it definitely does. Some plants have both male and female part in the same flower, which make pollination easier. For example, tomato, chili have flowers that can pollinate themselves. But other plants like cucumber have male and female flowers on different plants. In those cases, we need to make sure both types of flower bloom at the same time for successful pollination. So, knowing the type of flower and how it pollinates help us to choose the best parent plant for breeding.
So it's about understanding the plant's family situation, whether both parts are on the same plant or different plants.
Exactly. It's like knowing whether you're dealing with a couple or a long distance relationship. You have got to make sure everything lines up just right for the pollination to happen successfully.
Thank you, Doctor, for answering. My last question is, are there any vegetables at MARDI that are harder to breed because of how they reproduce?
Yes, definitely. Some vegetable at Madi can be more challenging to breed because of how they reproduce. For example, cucumber and pumpkin have dioecious flower, meaning male and female flowers are on the separate plant. If those flowers don't bloom at the same time, it makes successful pollination really tricky. On the other hand, tomatoes, chilies are easier to breed because they are self-pollinating, meaning they don't need pollen from another plant. However, this can be limiting if we want to introduce new traits, since self-pollinating plants don't mix their gene as much as cross-pollinating plants do. Some crops, like melon, can also be sensitive to environmental conditions such as temperature or humidity, which can affect their ability to reproduce. So it takes a lot of careful planning and attention to get the best results.
So some vegetables need a little more coordination between the male and female flowers.
Yes, exactly. Some vegetables definitely need more coordination between the male and female flowers. If the timing isn't right or if they are on different plants, it can make successful pollination a lot more challenging.
Thank you so much, Dr. Suhana, for taking the time to share your expertise with us today. It's been so interesting to learn how plant reproduction plays such an important role in breeding vegetable better. We really appreciate your time.
Thanks again for inviting me. Actually, it's really great talking about this topic today. I hope everyone learned something new and exciting about how we work to improve vegetable crops in Mardi. Thank you very much and see you again.
Thanks again, Dr. Suhana, and thank you to everyone for tuning in. Stay curious and remember, next time you enjoy a vegetable and you know how much science is involved in making them better. Thank you.